quickly, Council, I think the statement was made last week, and Mr. Chad Chavez, I'm going to speak to you directly and indirectly at the same time. My last comments of an emotional sort, but were valued in a lot of ways for myself because I particularly love the opportunity to brag on the greatest city just this side of heaven, whether that is being in Diddle's Landings for the first time, whether that is finding out that the Bird Museum is in the city of Huntsville and that there are caves in Huntsville, knowing that the Botanical Gardens, I had never been to it unless I was an elected official, or just walking under a long space rocket ship. I am so happy to be in all corners and all parts of this city. My argument that was made last week that I think has true value to be understood by you as representation, because again, I look up to you all, having lived a little bit longer, not too many years than me, but also having professional careers that have true value and having been in the same position that I'm in now. So I want to state this very clearly. And if you have not downloaded it, Dennis Madsen is the nerd of this city hall. He would love to see this. The Huntsville Development Review 2020. Please go download it. If you're watching online, take 2 seconds, go to our website, get this. There's one that gives that discrepancy of the tale of two cities. And I think the value of that, as I speak to my colleagues, I'm speaking to you who is watching, is this. It looks at all data points available, from census tracts, overlays, housing, multifamily, and development opportunities. I'm only going to pick one that I think is important, and I'll finalize my statement with this. In District 5, working our way back to 2, there were 200 families, major subdivision single families approved. 200 approved in District 5, over 200 in District 4, over 200 in District 3, over 200 in District 2. Then we get to the greatest district, 32. So what does that mean? Well, one, for me, the word needs to get out that District 1 is a great place to be. But two, there are some issues. It's too blatant. There's a correlation, and the data is saying a storyline that is not being spoken. Now, the success is what I'm asking of my colleagues, and especially the mayor, is that we should stand on top of this city hall on the 9th floor. There isn't a 9th floor, but on the 9th floor, and yell at the top of our lungs, we sold 32 homes in District 1 because those homes weren't there the year before. That the redevelopment opportunities in District 1 are so important that they should get a video, a statement, that we should be running around talking about the greatness of all of our city. And that in a place that in a lot of ways saw economic desert, that saw housing desert, the lack of development, private dollars are starting to show. And it's that feeling. I call myself a plant father. And the best feeling is when you see a little bit of things come out the dirt when you planted a new seed, you start to look at it every day, grow and grow and grow. And I take pictures all the time as it continues to grow. So council members, what I'm saying to you is I care about softball. Don't know if I could hit one. But I support any citizen who wants to enjoy these great parks and recs, who need good white lines to know if it's in or it's out. But what is it? That each one of you have the benefit of more people moving in, families calling your districts home, and then the correlation that where 200 plus homes were built, I'm not even speaking of multifamily, 32 were built in mine. I'm excited for you. I've been to Hayes. I've been all over this city standing and cutting ribbons. All I'm asking is that in things that you can't cut a ribbon for, in a city or a community that you might not shop in, where there's no Target, where there's no amphitheater, where there's no VBC, we have to collectively shout at the top of our lungs about the successes of the parts of the community that maybe you don't traverse on the common. Because I can't help it. If I want to go shop at H&M, I've got to come to District 5. If I want to go throw a Frisbee golf, enjoy the natatorium, I've got to come to District 4. If I want to see the river, I've got to come down to District 3. And if I just want to sit on the porch and listen to a lady talk about everything, I've got to come to District 2. I'm asking you to understand that your concern about my district is the value of the concern about the city. That's it. And that, Mayor Battle, you're one of the most influential humans in the state of Alabama. And when you say something good is happening, something great is going on, Huntsville is the place to be, Even if you took one more step to be more specific and say District 1 is on the up and up, I promise you everybody pays attention. So I'm not here to negate the work that you've done. I'm not here to say that you are not doing your job as district. I'm actually humbly saying I'm jealous. I'm so jealous of the great things that you have going on that I want a little bit of your love, care, support, wisdom, and input. Because I got a district that is growing, but it can grow a lot faster if we all got on board. If it was important to us all, from police reform to redevelopment of commercial sites to investment to 32 homes, making the front page of our concerns, it would mean a lot. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. We'll move to Ms. Akridge, Councilmember Akridge.
Mr. Keith, may I have that map, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So these subdivisions are existing because there's been annexation. We heard about, on 1 week we get requests from property owners to be annexed, and we agree to that because our staff has done their homework. Then it gets a zone, and then finally somebody might buy those properties, or maybe they already have them in purchased, and they're planning subdivisions, Mr. Keith. So there's no concerted effort to keep houses from being built in District 1. However, it is suffering from the long-term effects of redlining very clearly. But the land that's available is called infill. At my district, at my town hall, I'm sensitive to this because we even talked about what can we do to encourage infill. And yes, we can toot our horn about things that are happening in District 1 to make sure everybody gets that story. But it is not, I don't want anybody to think that there's a lack of interest from this body when this is driven by the private market. And there's, for example, at my town hall, we talked about 38 acres on Sparkman Drive near the AAA school. And one of the developers said, yes, with enough attention for, he mentioned roads, that, and he didn't mean paving, he meant making sure there's access, that too will get some infill. So we want infill. I'm a big believer in spreading out is not sustainable. So I want to see infill. And so tell me please what I need to do to encourage more people to take a look at District 1. I don't know a lot of developers, but I know a few, and we'll tell that story for housing. And I'm very excited about the news about the commercial development that you've already been working on, known as the Builders Square project. And I didn't even know that you were working on that for so many years. But certainly what is good for one is good for everyone. And to steal a motto from some sneaky group, where one goes, there goes all. So where District 1 goes, certainly the rest of the community goes too. We need more infill. But yes, we need everybody to do our part to commend progress and to be very clear about it. I had other things I wanted to talk about, but I just want to clarify that there's no one ignoring the area, but there's certainly, at least from my point of view, it's not, which maybe is different than yours, but just tell me exactly what it is I need to do, and I think any of us will do it. Okay?
And then finally, congratulations to District 1. Mr. Keith, I'm following up on what you said. You've got great things happening there. We announced tonight a development that will bring residential and commercial and new retail growth to an area that was a blight in all our community. And it was a great collaborative effort. Everyone involved in that needs to be congratulated for their work together. It's also a great compliment to the Madison County Service Center that's just right down the road. And there will be a good synergy there with that proximity. So thank you to everyone who did good work there. We'll move
Madam-
on. Yes, sir.
Madam President, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to respond real quickly. I know during this time of COVID, council members probably don't hear me talk as much as they do in the un-COVID times, and maybe I have not. I will make sure that they get to understand it the next conversation that I have. Every time we have a conversation, we talk about Huntsville. I am the mayor of North, South, East, and West Huntsville. I talk about every section of the town. I go around the wheel. We have jobs in North Huntsville for one of the first times with the Facebook, with Facebook coming in, with Aerojet Rocketdyne, with the six expansion of the Toyota motor manufacturing plant. We have jobs in North Huntsville for one of the first times. We have a new library in North Huntsville. We have 32 homes, which we have worked with in Johnson Legacy to make sure that we have new homes there. And those new homes will provide comps so that we can have more new homes in that area. And then I go to the east and to the west and to the south and talk about the growth of each section of this city. That's very important to us because as mayor, you have got to represent every section of the city. What we're doing tonight and telling the school board that we want to work with them takes one more opportunity site off the table on the North Parkway, North Huntsville area. We have one more left to go. We get that other one, and then we'll be working very, very well. We'll see an area that will continue to grow. We'll have all the things that are supposed to be there for neighborhoods, and we will make sure that these neighborhoods continue to grow. To all the council members, each one of your districts is important to the city of Huntsville. Your districts are paramount to us continuing to grow, and we have to make sure that each district understands that we work in those districts. We have homes in the in the eastern section of town at Trailhead and at the Meadows. We have homes down in the south end at Hayes Farms. We have homes out in the western side, right off of Zert Road and Martin Road. We have jobs coming into every section. PPG, Mitchell Plastics to the east, and when you go to the south, we have SCI, and when you go to the west, we have Toyota Motor Manufacturing. You go to the center, you come to downtown Huntsville, or you come to Research Park. Every section of this town is growing right now, and that is a great thing that we can say about our city is that we are trying to take care of every section. We're investing about $5 million into making sure that we continue to grow in the northern section of the town. And that's what we're investing with the school board to make sure that we get a mixed-use development in the north side of town, something we've never had before. So when we get finished, I think we will be able to say that every section of this town is growing, every section of this town is prospering, and every section of this town is part of the success of what we call Huntsville. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Rattle.